So I've changed the design plan a bit to make it more stable. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try. So I've got this, I decided to rather just invest in a nice solid pine tabletop for that work area that I'm building next to the barbecue. Okay, so this, I didn't even measure it when I bought this thing, but it's exactly the perfect size. So we're going to put some tiles across the bottom, so that it'll be like little shelves as well. Very cool. So I'm ready to prepare my tabletop that will be going outside next to the barbecue for tiling. So I've already treated the wood with wood preserver, and now I've got some primer that I'm going to put on first, because if you are wanting the tile cement and whatever to stick properly, we've got to put on primer. So I've got some primer that I'm going to paint on now, and then when that's dry I will start the tiling. And I've got this stuff as a water stop that I got the transparent one, that once I've done the tiling and the grouting, I'm going to paint this on top just to protect it, because the last mosaic table I had didn't survive the rain, so we'll see. Just give it a bit of a shake first. Just making sure that there's no dust on it before I paint it. Right, let's see how this thing opens. It's quite thick. And the painting doesn't have to look beautiful because it's going to be covered with tile cement. I'm just wanting to give it a bit of a coat. So because the weather is not so great outside, this is a very good rainy day activity, because this is actually small enough to fit on my kitchen table inside. I've painted coat of the primer on. It's still quite full, so hopefully I'll have another use for primer at some point. But yeah, primer's on. Just going to wait for it to dry. So I've just stacked these cinder blocks, and that tabletop, when it's got the tiles on, will go across, and that will give me a work area. These exposed bits are going to be covered with tiles, well, to make like little shelves. Just put a row at the bottom so I can put things on or under the tabletop. So the tabletop will be going here, which is right next to the barbecue. So these are the tiles that I've been given. They need to get a bit of a clean. So these, I'm thinking, will go in the middle of that table. But then I've been given lots of other kinds. So this, I think, actually goes quite well with that. So what I'm going to do is, once that is dry, I'm going to clean up some tiles now. Once that is dry, I will check to see which tiles I'll be using. There's a whole lot of these as well. So I'll be seeing which tiles I'll be using, how many, and then I will lay them out on that tabletop to see how many I'm going to need to use. But yeah, great tile collection here. I think it's going to look really nice once these get cleaned up a bit. I've given these two tiles a good clean, so you can see how pretty they are. I think it's going to look really stunning. They've got like a mottled pattern at the back. So I do have 4 kinds of tiles here. I have these ones, and then I don't have as many of these. I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. So I've got 16 of these. I've got quite a lot of these, which is like a miniature version of the 2 bigger ones that I have. And then I've got these sort of long strip ones. And then I've got, I don't know, maybe about 10 of these. But I don't know if these fit with anything with the others. So we'll see what we can create. I'm sort of figuring out what I'm going to do. I think those ones, I'll definitely put this around, and I don't know if I'll even get to use those ones. So these ones I'll have to save for another project. But just to lay everything out, I'm going to have to trim this down over here. But this is what it's going to look like. I think it's going to look quite nice. I can't put this over here. It's just too short to put another border down on that side. But I think that's going to look quite nice. So I've worked out how the tiles are going to go. To me, it looks almost like a Persian carpet. And then I'm just going to do the tile cement and stick them down. And this one, I'll use the tile cutter just to trim that off over there. Just marking where I'm going to cut that with the tile cutter. It's about to rain any minute, but I'm wanting to get this tile cut, I have marked where it's got to get cut. So let's cut a tile. Let's see how good my tile cutting skills are. Absolutely perfect fit. Yay! The rain is returning. Look at that sky. But just look how these lettuces and the beets and that have just gone absolutely crazy over here. Unbelievable. So now that I have placed the tiles where I'm wanting them to go, I've got some tile cement here. I've got a flex one. So I think because I'm using it on the wood, I think, and wood might change during the different seasons, it's best to get the flex one. So I'm going to apply it with this and just sort of score it with this to help it stick. So I've now used the tile cement to the flex one, as I said, to cement everything down, and I think it looks quite nice. So I'm going to leave this alone for the rest of today, and then tomorrow I will grout it. And then the day after that, I will waterproof it and then it can go out. But I'm very pleased. I think it looks quite nice. Let's give you a distance look. There, look at this. Really, and thank you, Kim, for the tiles. So, a bit distressing. This didn't stick. So I've got some mastic, so I'm going to use that now instead to stick down these tiles. Okay, so G is helping me and we are putting down mastic. And this stuff is what Steve brought me from Norway. It's very, very strong. And then I just slide it in, make sure it's level. Perfect. So the tabletop is on the floor, and as you can see, I've taken the barbecue apart and we are weighing it down to make sure that that mastic will stick and hold it into place. So I'm going to lift up the weights that were put on this tabletop and see whether it worked or not, and that the tiles are stuck down this time. The good news is that the mastic and the weight on top of it seems to have worked. Now I just have to grout it. The bad news is that it is too heavy for me to lift up by myself. So I'll have to wait until someone can help me to lift this up, and then I can grout it.